to take the first penalty of the shootout. The man who's played through both semi-finals with pain-killing injections, Jamie Patterson, lasted the pace extremely well, I have to say, after a dozen matches out prior to the playoffs. Little nod to the referee who says wait for the whistle. Or do to score the first.
Pressure must be immense for Jamie Patterson as he's the Chester City fans behind the goal as well.
Jamie Patterson then with the first penalty, won the conference with Halifax a few years ago. Can he keep his nerve? Oh, good save by Brown. Terrific save from Wayne Brown.
Well, he's just not put enough power into it as he just siphoned it. Wayne Brown deciding to go to his right, makes the save quite comfortable in the end. I just think that Jamie Patterson there, when you're the first one on it, I think it's always nice just to put some power behind it. He's gone for the placement. And if the goalkeeper decides to go the right way, they usually save it.
Darryl Clare, one of the great heroes of Boston's Conference Championship last season, the leading scorer last season in the conference, a free scorer with Chester this season. Oh, and he can't beat Warrington. Goalkeepers firmly on top so far.
Well, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Darryl Clare doing exactly the same as Jamie Patterson. Going for position. I mean, that's an easy save for Andy Warrington. Although they say there's no easy saves in penalty shootouts, but I'm sure both goalkeepers will be happy with that comfortable saving, no matter what happens now.
Greg Blundell scored on his debut after a delayed debut for Doncaster, and he scores now right down the middle and firm from the former Northwich player, and that will prove a big signing for Dave Penny if that proves decisive.
Well, as I said a few moments ago, I'd like to have seen a bit of power from the first two takers. Greg Blundell making short, driving it into the roof of the net.
Mark Quayle, who was eligible for this playoff second leg after a hastily convened disciplinary hearing on Friday in the Midlands after his sending off in the first leg. On loan still from Nuneaton, Mark Quayle levels it up. Coolly done. That couldn't have been more in the corner. No chance for Andy Warrington.
No emotions as well from Mark Quayle, but a great drive into that bottom corner. No chance for the goalkeeper.
Jason Blunt, signed during this season from Scarborough. His turn to keep the nerve, which he does very coolly indeed, sending Wayne Brown the long way. 2-1, an advantage Doncaster. He's keeping count, I think, Dave.
Keeping his own notes there, isn't he?
Mark Wright, I think he's got his family down there in the dugout. Ben Davis ties it up at 2-2. And after the initial misses, we've now got some very cool penalties being delivered here now.
It's a good finish by Ben Davis. Andy Warrington probably going down to ground a little bit too early there, making his mind up for him, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way.
Come on, out from behind the settee now. You've spent long enough there, Mark Wright. Well, he's trying to keep cool down there. He's trying to encourage his youngster there. And Dave Morley, with very little run-up, makes it 3-2, and now we really are at the sharp end of the penalty shootout. 2 more left for Chester. Just 1 more for Doncaster, perhaps.
The pressure now on every Chester penalty taker.
Kevin McIntyre, ex-Doncaster. He keeps his cool.
Good finish as well by Kevin McIntyre.
Well, look at the smile from Mark Wright, but he knows well. Nobody needs to tell him it's been a long, hard season, and it's down to this. Level. One penalty left each. The regulation 5. Tim Ryan! Oh, he only just squeezed it in. Wayne Brown got a hand, but not a strong enough hand.
Well, it went in, didn't it? I mean, I think it doesn't matter how it goes in at this stage. He'll be happy with that, Tim Ryan. Wayne Brown just a little bit unlucky.
And Dave Cameron has to score for Chester. And he hasn't! Doncaster Rovers are through to the playoff final. Andy Warrington made the save. Jubilation in one end of the field. Abject disappointment for Mark Wright and Chester City.
Oh, it's so disappointing when one team has to lose. Well, worked so hard all season, and unfortunately someone has to. But the save by Andy Warrington probably going the right way from Dave Cameron's shot.
Well, Chester City will be mortified by what's gone on. They really fancied themselves. They led for so long in the first leg, but one side had to go out today. Wayne Hatswell, who put Chester in front. They just can't be consoled at the moment. Very difficult moment for the losers, but for the winners. And it wasn't just the penalty save from Andy Warrington from Dave Cameron. I remember that save that we showed you a few minutes ago, just towards the end of normal time, when he saved from Dave Cameron. What a crucial save that turned out to be. Darrell Clare had one or two good opportunities. Mark Wright trying to go round now and lift his players. But it's Doncaster Rovers who take their place in the final at Stoke City's Britannia Stadium on Saturday. They are one game away from a return to the Football League. But this was the final penalty, and it wasn't very convincing, was it, to be fair?
No, it wasn't.
Dave
Again,
Cameron.
We went back to that Seifert situation where we had the first 2 penalties. Dave Cameron, not much of a run-up, wasn't going to get much power, he was going for accuracy. And in the end, the accuracy wasn't enough, and Warrington goes.